come to you this afternoon from rainy Blacksburg, Virginia for the second of a three-game set between Florida State and the Virginia Tech Hokies as they each close out the regular season, getting ready for the ACC Softball Championship that starts Wednesday in Boston. Now, Florida State has done it again for the 13th time. They have won the ACC
in the country to strike out.
Torres, just a sophomore, a dribbler. Lemley had to backhand it and then threw wild, and Torres will easily get to second base. Kerr gets the bunt down. Lemley didn't even look at third, got the shore out at first, but that puts Torres Heen down to only 336, which most people would love to have. That should drive in a run. And it does. Beecham with the sac fly RBI scores Torres.
And sac flies, that seemed to be how they scored a ton of their runs yesterday as well, Pam. They are doing such a good job of putting base runners on, exploiting opportunity.
And Boston College plays softball. We are just underway. Virginia Tech falling behind Florida State in the top of the first inning. Katie Dack sends one deep, long, and gone. The Dack Jack gives them a 2-0 lead.
At times defensively has put up a ton of runs here today. Katie Dack, team leading 13th home run, and no doubter, left center, huge jack. I like what you call it though.
And this is a 3-1 pitch for Edenfield. She lets it go by. Alex Leap, our home plate umpire. The umpires in the stands thought that should have been a strike.
Yeah, everybody Hokie-wise thinks that this zone is not appropriate, but in the first inning.
Certainly. Full count. Lifted, but playable. Peck coming in from center field, squeezes it to get the final out, but 2 runs score for Florida State. Katie only have 3 complete games on the entire season. One of them coming last night, as you mentioned, from Danley, who got the complete game win and also had a couple of RBI singles. And for the first time this weekend, they have retired Corey McMillan, thrown out by Hartley.
Yeah, jamming her up inside, you could tell.
Harp, who is in the building but unavailable to play. Here's Michelle Chatfield, first pitch. Franzik grabs it for the very quick out. But the Florida State defense this year is not.
You know what? That mimics the way that our pitching staff is going to look. And because of that, developed each of her pitchers into starters, relievers, and closers.
That is a 5-pitch walk. Yeager pitch. Oh man, she pulled the string and got her.
I tell you what, it's that mix of speed that makes Franzik so good. Gave up a walk that inning, but got herself out of it, and no runs.
Home runs, or got some hits, and has been in the lineup since for Pete Demore. Chance for Lemley again, second comebacker. This time she handles it well.
I think the first time against Isa Torres, that comeback legal. And now we're seeing her be able to reach out to her teammates more and be a little bit more extroverted in her time in the circle.
8th pitch of the at-bat is hammered. Waycaser with Florida State's second home run of the game.
And that's why you need to continually to find corners. Waycaser's 6th home run of the season with a ball left over the wide of the plate. Early in this at-bat, we saw her be able to paint the inside corner and then extend off the plate, but then trying to come back inside, left the ball right over the power zone of Waycaser. Huge home run. And Florida State.
The 1-2 to Hartley. Got her looking. And that's the first strikeout for Lemley.
Until Florida State makes an adjustment.
Torres with their second comebacker to Lemley, and this time She almost threw it away underhanded. And then
Shit.
they do have the #1 seed in the ACC tournament. Aldridge grounds out to Hartley to start the second inning. ACC champ, and then head north.
I think that's probably so she doesn't have to help do laundry. Just kidding.
Kind of stinks doing that on the road. Edenfield says, I got it. Doesn't even take off her helmet. And that's important, right? You get Peck on one pitch.
Well, Peck is one of those.
Was she the last one?
She's the last
We are
Fagan.
Faganless now? Wow.
A lot of Fagans at Liberty now coaching.
That's true. Lifted into right field. Dak ran in to get Castine, a 1-2-3 inning that they've been wearing at Virginia Tech. Kerr gets the single to lead off the third off Lemley. But Lonnie Alameda, I think, really was kind of surprised, I think, by all the love and the attention she
Need and has now the ability to help future women who have to go through this battle.
Beecham picked up by Lynch. Nice play by the third baseman to get Beecham, but Kerr slides into second for Virginia Tech. That one is sent Oppo with power. Katie Dack off the top of the wall. Kerr had to hold up momentarily to make sure it wasn't caught. Comes in to score. Katie Dack just missing her second home run of the game.
To say Dak is seeing the ball well, I think would be an understatement. Emma Lemley is attacking her with pitches left over the plate. And to be able to be strong enough to drive your hands inside this ball and get it to go oppo. I thought that one was leaving the yard, but Virginia Tech played it very well off the wall. But a throw on the relay gets away from the catcher and allows Dak to get with power and execution on the bases.
One hop bouncer over to Castine, and then the throw home got Dak.
So as the ball gets to Castine, she got it before the second hop. It's going to be tight to see if that foot gets in before the tag is applied. In real time, I thought they got it right. But whenever we were able to slow it down, frames per second.
They upheld the out call.
Yeah, I thought the bench and wait your turn to take at the bat. So for her to be able to be the glue is such an important piece as she stays engaged all game.
Goes upstairs. Lemley got her. Second strikeout of the game. Another. Got underneath it. Just missed it. Right at the lip of the track. Dak gathers it in.
Tell you what, the way that she was able to
0-2, a chance for Torres, who charges and throws her out. Torres is a really good softball player.
And you got to know when to charge, and you need to know when to step back in order to get the barrel out in front.
And she gets a 3-1 pitch that's not close, draws the walk.
But I think that's the conversation you and I were having, Pam, at the beginning of the game. When McMillan comes up with runner stuff, I don't even know what, but the stage, the lighting, and everything coming in for a Metallica concert this coming Wednesday.
That's hit into left field. Kerr, who's just shifted over there from center, runs in to
Be able to garner all region awards.
Bueno. Got on that pitch, sends it to the wall. It hits at the base. Peck picks it up. Bueno leads off the fourth inning with the double. Waycaser hit a home run her first time up, and now she goes short game to get the runner over to third. Good job by Lynch to charge and throw out Waycaser. Oh, pardon me, that was
Unique, but when you look at all the turmoil that the team has been through with Coach Alameda's cancer diagnosis, it makes peace a great mantra for the year, and a huge play by the shortstop to come away with that throw home. I mean, that's exactly the kind of defense that you expect out of Virginia Tech. It was a nubber. I mean, off the bat, it was jammed up by McKenzie. And with that, it took a hard throw by Rose to be able to get that throw home. Now, was there obstruction? It was not called on the field.
No obstruction.
Edge of the plate to third base was available when the ball was in the air. It moved Yeager into that position. So obstruction is not the call because the forward-facing edge was a
Top of the order, and Torres sends it into left field, drifting back. Martin makes the catch to end the inning, and for the first time in this series, Florida State has not scored a run. Stuff coming through later on today. Franczyk, the true freshman, has not given up a hit. That ball squibbed and then turned towards Franczyk. One pitch to get Yeager. When he's talking about the speeds being different, I'm going to get, here's a 1-2. Had to reach out to protect the plate. Lisa Torres gets her for the second out of the fourth inning. Tomorrow, the all-ace Kylie Aldridge right into the glove of Bueno for the final out. Franczyk has retired 10 of the last 11 Hokie hitters.
Had a little bit of those distractions creep in and gave her some moments to pause, needing her to regroup and be a little bit more focused on the here and now rather than looking ahead and letting the outside world create that noise.
And 2 strikes, Kerr had to take that
Spot where she spent a lot of time last year.
full count. Rose nips her at first.
And I think more than anything, it's just making sure that
Another full count on the way to Dak. And for the first time, Lemley gets her fist pump to end the inning. Also for the first time, she's
that velocity all game long.
got under it. Not the easiest play in the world, but Torres is so good going back on balls. She's able to get it in the outfield grass. And you talk about Peck, you're right. No one in the... Franczyk and Danley, the only 2 pitchers with sub-2 ERAs in the league. Oh, another strikeout on a 57-mile-an-hour pitch.
Got to get your flips.
Lost her. That's the 3rd walk given up by Franczyk.
And that's one of the stats coming up by Franczyk.
Got the strikeout to negate her 3rd walk given up. Franczyk has retired 13 of the last 15, no hits, just 3 walks allowed for the
Campus athletic awards banquet. Huge play by Lemley, and that's what you expect out of Lemley in the circle. That's one of the reasons she was drafted by the AUSL, knowing that she 6 walks. I mean, that is a huge benefit to Florida State. Another arm out of the circle for them.
draws the walk.
Just the 2nd walk given up by Lemley.
Home in her last at bat. That goes to the gap. Widra being waved around will score all the way from first base on the RBI double, 2nd double of the game for Bueno.
Not only is it the 2nd double for Widra in the game, it's her 3rd double in the series. She had a hit and the right fielder, Peck and McMillan, 2 of the best athletes on the field, but without communication, it goes into kind of some crazy situations as it bounces off the wall and nobody was there to back it up. Ton of speed by to take away another opportunity for advancement.
1-2, and it's not handled. That's a fair ball. Lynch dove for it and couldn't come up with it.
And I'm questioning why.
Inside pitch is sent foul. Chased down and caught by Martin. The tag by Bueno. And both runners advance. It's 6-0 Florida State.
And that was not played correctly while that rerun matters in postseason.
Torres takes that for a ride. The 3rd double of the inning, overran second, but was able to get her hand in and is safe.
Triples, but now just thinking Oppo and Torres first hit of the game. She did get on with a hit earlier that was ruled a hit with a throwing error to give her second base. So her second hit of the game, but that was a no-doubter, double to the gap.
And that's going to be it for Emma Lemley. Another tough outing, giving up 7
out on that front side and not square up on the barrel.
3 runs in for Florida State in this inning. Make it 4 as Torres comes in, and Janai Kerr takes second on the throw.
You stayed in her legs on and was able to just drive the ball right back up the middle. Look at that little hesitation. That hesitation gave her the ability to keep the barrel on contact. Hard ground ball right back up the middle to welcome Grizzard to the game, and too much speed on the bases to keep another run off the board.
Second hit of the guy back in the first inning. Just got under that one. Short left field, hunted down by Trinity Martin, but a big inning. 8 batters came to the plate for Florida State. 4 more runs came across. They hit 3 doubles against a Virginia Tech team that has been outstanding, hitting on the year .333 as a team. 1 swing, 1 out. They retire the always dangerous Corey McMillan.
Not a problem for him. He is always looking for hard swings, but against Frantic, they cannot find their timing.
And now Chatfield, 2 pitches. 2 outs. Bueno gets it in foul territory.
Tomorrow.
We will have that series closer for you tomorrow at 4 Eastern on the ACC Network. Full count. Popped up. That is DeLong. Frantic retiring 16 of her last 18 batters.
Big celebration by Frantic. First no-hitter by a true freshman since 2012, and just the 4th complete game thrown by Florida State this year. 3 of those 4 thrown by the freshman out there in the circle today.
It is a run rule victory because they got those 4 runs in the top of the 6th. It put them in the run rule situation. Jazzy Frantic with the 6th inning no-hitter, the first true freshman to throw a no-hitter for Florida State since Lacey Waldrop, a legend back in 2012. First time that Syracuse has been no-hit, or that Virginia Tech's been no-hit since 2018. That was against Syracuse. Jazzy Frantic with an absolute beauty of a game. They take it 8-0. They've won this series. They have 2 wins. We'll have the capper for you tomorrow afternoon.